Call them twisters or tornadoes. They're nature's most violent storms with swirling winds that can top 300 miles per hour. About 800 twisters sweep through the U.S. every year, more than anywhere else in the world. The hardest hit area is a swath of the Great Plains from Texas to South Dakota, known as Tornado Alley. Here, warm air flows up from the Gulf of Mexico in the spring and summer and crashes into cold air, pushing down from Canada. The meeting produces violent thunderstorms.
We didn't go there, and that's the way it happened.
Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. Up above the world, so high, like a diamond in the sky. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. When the blazing sun is gone, when nothing shines upon, then you show your light. Twinkle, twinkle, all the night, little star.
Dramatic achievements in space which occurred in recent weeks should have made clear to us all, as did the Sputnik in 1957, the impact of this invention on the minds of men everywhere who are attempting to make a determination which road they should take. Since early, my term, our efforts in space have been under review. With the advice of the Vice President, who is chairman of the National Space Council, we have examined where we are strong and where we are not, where we may succeed and where we may not. Now it is time to take longer strides, time for a great new American enterprise, time for this nation to take a clearly leading role in space achievement, which in many ways may hold the key to our future on Earth.
Wir sind doch jetzt wieder ein hartnäckiges Volk geworden. Was schaffen wir jetzt nicht wieder in Deutschland? Was haben wir nicht für Aufgaben? Man hat uns die ganzen Jahre schon eingeredet, dass der Deutsche sowieso nicht ganz gleichgültig sei den anderen Völkern in der Welt. Was haben wir heute für Aufgaben? Was für gewaltige Werke bauen wir? Wir bauen heute die schönsten Straßen, gewaltige Anlagen, industrielle Art, neue Erfindungen haben wir gemacht. Ungeheure Wohnhauskolonien, die werden entstehen und sind bereits.
Because we didn't go there, and that's the way it happened.
Why has nobody been to the moon in such a long time?
I want to know, but I think I know. Because we didn't go there, and that's the way it happened.
I'd go to the moon in a nanosecond. The problem is we don't have the technology to do that anymore. We used to, but we destroyed that technology, and it's a painful process to build it back again.
Why has nobody been to the moon in such a long time?
But I think I know. Because we didn't. Because we didn't. Because we didn't.
Coriolis effect describes the pattern of deflection taken by objects not firmly connected to the ground as they travel long distances around Earth. But Earth is not a round. North and south. Birds travel north and south. The Coriolis effect describes the pattern of deflection taken by objects not firmly connected to the ground. Nothing travels through the atmosphere. North and south are not up and down. I often think about how birds truly fly. I lost it. There it is. You know, they live in trees, right? Trees are electrical and they hold a charge, and birds live in them because birds hold a charge and they collect that charge from the trees. The trees don't grow to the sun, or they wouldn't stop growing. They grow to the maximum height that they need to collect that atmospheric energy and pump the water back up through. And the trees have that electrical current going through them. And the birds collect that charge. That's why you'll see birds sitting on the Tesla coils, aka cell phone towers, getting a quick charge. Then you have leaves. Storage cells for electricity. They gather the atmospheric electricity, store it. Yeah, that's why trees look like lightning bolts. Store it up, use it overnight. It's cool. There's some leaves collecting a charge. Charging up. Our electrical trees. See, they land to get a charge. It's what the birds use the trees for, to charge up for flight. It's involved with how they fly. The trees are connected to how birds fly, where they get the energy for it. And all these different breeds of trees produce different frequencies. And different species of birds use different frequencies, or maybe prefer them, different ones. He's up there getting a charge.
That's woodcut prairie though. I think those are all woodpeckers.
There he goes. Got the charge he needed. That's a hawk. Getting a charge. Looking for lunch. Those eyes. Look, he can like turn his head all the way backwards. Almost. Yeah, taking a little charge. And looking at me. Looking for lunch. Awesome. Here's another way they get a charge. See a couple birds land up there. Charge up on our Tesla coils. Yeah, they sit there, they get their charge, and fly to the next charging station. leaves collecting energy. There's some. There we go. They're all coming back to get charged up. Sorry. Yeah, get charged up and off to the next. Birds don't fly tree to tree. They sail, finding the next power station to charge. They're not resting. They're charging, collecting the electrical charge from the trees for flight. The migration of birds. The Coriolis effect describes the pattern of deflection taken by objects not firmly connected to the ground as they travel long distances around Earth. But Earth is not a round. North and south. Birds travel north and south. The Coriolis effect describes the pattern of deflection taken by objects not firmly connected to the ground. Nothing travels through the atmosphere. North and south are not up and down. They are across a large scale. Specifically, Earth doesn't rotate faster at the equator pauses at the poles. The migration of Earth. The migration of birds. Travel north and south, not up and down or around. The Coriolis effect is a hoax.
It's been an important week for the future of organ transplants, like game-changingly important. In one paper published on Wednesday in the journal Nature, a group of biologists announced that they genetically engineered a rat to grow a mouse's pancreas, then successfully used cells from that pancreas to suppress diabetes in mice. And in another paper published on Thursday in the journal Cell, a different group announced that they genetically engineered a pig embryo to grow with some human cells. There's a long way to go before we're able to grow functioning human organs inside of other animals, but both of these studies mean that we're a lot closer, right?
This is it. Human stem cells being injected into a pig's embryo. For the first time, scientists are seeing how our cells grow and interact inside an animal. This pig, the first known chimera.
The ultimate goal for this type of research is to whether we can use this technology to generate human T-cell organs. That's going to give us a lot of unique insight.
Right now, scientists are nowhere near that goal, but recent studies have shown how that process can work using gene editing. Scientists would delete a specific piece of an animal's DNA, so its embryo wouldn't be able to grow a heart, for example. Then they'd inject that embryo with human stem cells, which move into the void and grow a human heart. The embryo would then be put back inside the animal to develop.
The possibility of growing human cells and tissues inside animals is an exciting first step for the dream of generating tissues and organs for transplantation into humans. We're still far away.
To date, everything the researchers have done is legal, but what they're doing is highly controversial. The embryo is only being allowed to develop for 28 days. It's not allowed to be born. Bioethicists say this research raises a lot of uneasy questions.
The boundaries between what it means to be human and what it means to be non-human can become quite blurred. Also, it's not great for the animals. There's risks for them. There's no benefits for them. It may help a lot of people, but the moral status associated with this is a deep, deep, deep question.
That word, chimera, from Greek mythology is meant to elicit fear. But the scientists argue they are trying to solve a problem and save lives, not create a monster. Christine Burak, CBC News, Toronto.
Every day, 22 people in the U.S. die waiting for an organ transplant. There are currently 118,000 people on the list, and it grows every year. Scientists at the Salk Institute in La Jolla, California, think they might have the solution: growing human organs inside genetically altered pigs.
Why has nobody been to the moon in such a long time?
I want to know, but I think I know. Because we didn't go there, and that's the way it happened.
I'd go to the moon in a nanosecond. The problem is we don't have the technology to do that anymore. We used to, but we destroyed that technology, and it's a painful process to build it back again.
Why has nobody been to the moon in such a long time?
But I think I know. Because we didn't. Because we didn't. Because we didn't.
Call them twisters or tornadoes. They're nature's most violent storms with swirling winds that can top 300 miles per hour. About 800 twisters sweep through the U.S. every year, more than anywhere else in the world. The hardest hit area is a swath of the Great Plains from Texas to South Dakota, known as Tornado Alley. Here, warm air flows up from the Gulf of Mexico in the spring and summer and crashes into cold air, pushing down from Canada. The meeting produces violent thunderstorms called supercells. Scientists don't completely understand how or when tornadoes form, but they do know a supercell like this one can produce a twister if the conditions are right. As warm, moist air flows into a storm, it gets pushed up and twisted by upper-level winds. As this rotating column of air gathers force, conditions are ripe for a collision below. When rain-cooled downdrafts hit warm air near the ground, a low-hanging revolving cloud forms beneath the cell. A tornado is imminent. Tornadoes don't last long, anywhere from 20 seconds to an hour, but it can take years to recover from the devastation. These storms kill nearly 90 people each year in the U.S. and cause millions of dollars worth of damage. When a tornado is spotted, experts advise going to a basement, staying away from any windows, or climbing into a first-floor bathtub. While most people run for safety when a twister appears, some scientists actually race to meet it. These storm chasers hunt down tornadoes, trying to get right in the twister's path. They encounter incredible cloud movement, torrential rain, severe winds and hail, lightning, and breathtaking storm structures. When they finally locate a twister, they measure it using special tools. These scientists hope to someday predict exactly when and where tornadoes will strike.